This is Bilal Khan, and this is my professional development video. And the topic of today's video is how to stand out at a job fair or when you're meeting potential employers. So I got a pretty good email that I wanted to share with you guys, a pretty good question that I have received, and I wanted to go over on what you can do to really do well at a job fair and really make a good impression with companies that are present at the job fair. So if you have a job fair coming up, this video is actually for you guys as well. So let's jump right into the question. And the question and the email says, "Hello, my friend. My question is how we can do well at a job fair or a career fair. I know we have to present ourselves in a professional manner, but I feel a bit anxious and nervous, and would love to get your advice." All right, hold on a second. The reason you feel nervous or anxious is because, like I keep saying, like I keep repeating, you have not been through the process enough times. You have not been through enough job fairs. So this fear that you have, and that goes with pretty much anything in life or whatever event that has been occurring or is about to occur, and you are feeling very nervous or very anxious about it. The only reason you are feeling this way is because you have not been through that event enough times. So if you have been to, like, let's say 4 or 5, 6 different job fairs, you would actually get to a point where you would really not feel nervous or not feel fearful at all, and you would actually be going to a job fair and be very confident about it. So because my advice is really comes down to the science of high achievement that I talk about, and how literally you could achieve anything in life if you follow certain steps and certain guidelines. And the basic fundamental, the principle is whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you are fearing, the reason you are fearing that particular thing is because you have not done that enough times. So if you go through that thing enough times, if you've been through the process enough times, your mind will subconsciously automatically start to associate positive feelings about that topic or positive feelings about the subject, and eventually get to a place where you will become confident at it, and you will be able to turn your weakness into your strength. And the email also says, "I have a job fair coming up, and I have prepared for it. I know I have to sell my skills. What can I also add to it to really stand out?" Yeah, and this is a good question. And then I also agree that you have to sell your skills, but more important than that is you have to make a personal connection to the person who's actually doing the job fair, or who's actually at a table where you are going to a job fair at. So let's say you go to a job fair, and then there's someone from Amazon. Instead of you trying to sell yourself, which is what 99% of the people will do, you are trying to stand out. How you can really stand out is you actually have to make a connection, a personal connection with that person who is present over there, or who is at that particular table. So you could just go up to them, and instead of you voluntarily giving out your information, you can start asking questions about themselves. You can ask them something along the lines of, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" And then they tell you what their name is, and you tell them, "Hey, it's nice to meet you, John." Let's say their name is John, so I say, "Hey, okay, so it's nice to meet you, John." So you start asking them questions about the company. Let's say they work for Amazon. How long have you been working for Amazon? And do you like working there? How's the company's culture? How are there good opportunities for growth? And you actually, what you can do next is you try to actually steer the conversations towards something a bit more personal. Like, let's say, "Hey, okay, so what did you study? Where did you grow up?" And then they say, I grew up in California." "Oh, okay, how was it like? How was California like? Or how did you end up in Amazon? And how long have you been working here?" And something along the lines of, I mean, I just gave you guys like 4 or 5 different questions that you could ask. And the point I'm really trying to make here is, instead of you trying to sell yourself, and how you could really stand out is you think of yourself as someone who's a champion employee. How would you feel And how would you interact if you have 20 different companies trying to get your services or trying to get you to work for them instead of the other way around? So even though this is not a reality, or this might not be a reality at first, what would the tone of your voice be? How would you communicate? What would your body language be? So think like that, and contemplate how would it be, or how would I interact if I was a superstar, I was a champion employee, and I knew that eventually I was going to get what I want, which is me getting a great job for myself, a great job position, or trying to work, or being able to work for a big company or a good company. What would I say? What are some of the things that I would ask, or what would I communicate through the tone of my voice? So once you do that, you will realize that the question I talk about, only the people who are really top tier, or who really feel confident, these are the questions that only they will ask. Not everyone is going to ask those sort of questions. Because what you're really trying to do here is you are really trying to make that other person who you are speaking to turn into your friend, or somebody who can trust you, and somebody who can like you. So this is actually a concept that I got from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and this is a pretty solid advice that whoever is asking the question is always the one who's running the conversation. Is always the one who is in charge of the conversation. So even though you might not feel like you're at a place where you want to be professionally, but you can slowly come from a place by slowly you can come from a place of strength by focusing on what you can do, or what you would have done if you had 20, 30 different companies trying to compete for your services, or trying to get them to hire you, instead of the other way around. And once you understand this philosophy, you will really start to feel very comfortable and very relaxed within yourself. So yeah, the most important point that I'm trying to make is, instead of you trying to sell yourself, you can actually put the other person on the spot and try to get them to convince you to work for their company. Now, here's the thing, that if they ask you about yourself, only then you give out your information. And you give out your information through sentences that communicate that you're looking for a good company to work for, that has the same goals and same values that you have. So let's say they ask you something along the lines of, hey, so what brings you here? Why are you here? Or are you a student here? Or are you looking for jobs? You could just say something along the lines of, I'm looking for a lot of different companies. I'm researching a lot of different companies that I want to work for, or I'm looking for internship opportunities, and there are actually 4 or 5 different companies that I'm considering. And it looks like your company can be a pretty solid place for me to work at. What would be more? Can I have more information about the hiring manager, or the person who is in charge of doing the hiring? Let's say they are not someone who is doing the hiring, which is most likely the case. Or can you connect me with the HR, or the people who are in the hiring committee? So maybe we can talk more, because this looks like a good place for me to work at. So once you say those kind of things, you would be surprised that they could even connect you to the person, like, right away. Like, you could get their email address, or their LinkedIn profile, or even their phone number, or they could write down your phone number, your email address, or your method of communication, and forward it to the hiring person that, hey, this person really made a great impression on me. So instead of you trying to sell your skills, think about what you can really do to get the other person to sell why you should work for them. And be nice and friendly at the same time. I don't know if I will be able to find something or role for myself. Well, keep on doing what I've asked you to do, and you will be able to get a job in no time. and you will actually be able to get a solid job offer through this technique that I talked about. And you will see that you will definitely get a lot of no's, because you have to get through the no's to get to a yes. And most of the times you are not going to get a yes. You cannot just come to a job fair and then go to just one particular table and expect to get a job there. That's not going to happen. Might happen, would be great if it happened like that, but the chances are that you have to go through some sort of no's. And don't feel discouraged by it, because like I say, that a no is not a denial. It's just a delay to an eventual successful conclusion, that you know that sooner or later you are going to achieve your desired outcome. So that no is actually just a delay that just happened, and for you to learn, for you to grow, to refine your approach, to eventually get to a place where you are able to get your desired outcome, which is to find a job or make a good impression at a job fair. So that's really it. I'm going to keep it really simple, very simple technique to apply, and you will be surprised by how well this works when you go and you do apply. That people will, it looks like you will make such a great impression, because 99% of the time, most people will actually try to sell themselves because they are not aware of this. So what they will actually be trying to do is they will actually be trying to convince either party or other person to hire them as a person instead of the other way around. So you would actually be surprised that you would more like become like a leader in a room or a location, and you would be like, hey, this person looks like he seems to know everybody. Like, what's going on here? Does he? Let's say you're at a college, or you were at a university where that job fair is going to be held, which it is in this case. It would actually seem like you seem to know everybody. So what's so special about you? So this is the conversation that a lot of people who would be present at the job fair would be having in their mind. That they would be actually coming up to you and trying to speak and trying to strike up a conversation with you to see what you're really all about. Because they would be like, there's something different about this person or this girl. So this is the person who wrote me, that there's something different about this girl. So let me find out a bit more. Let me go talk to her a little bit and see what's going on. And then does she work here, or does she is applying for jobs, or what's really going on? Because she seems like a really cool, a very nice girl. So if you apply this sort of technique or this sort of philosophy that I talked about, trust me, you will be able to get something for yourself in no time. So this is all I had for this video for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. If you have any question or any challenge in any area of your professional development or your personal development, feel free to send me an email if you're a Governor State student, or if you are not associated with Governor State, you can still send me a DM at whatever platform you're watching this video on, and I will still be happy to answer your question. But please give me a couple of weeks to get back to you with a response. This is Bilal Khan, everybody, signing off. Have a great one. Take care, and goodbye.